What is the reason that when the water of the Amazon River enters the sea, it is not salty immediately? Scientists say that the Amazon River is not just a river, it is a whole planet. A river that changes its name, color, and surprisingly, sometimes starts flowing in the opposite direction. And now, we have found evidence of a ghost river below it. A secret river below the Amazon, which was probably hiding from the human eye until today. Viewers, did you know that the explorers had first understood the Amazon River as the sea? And they also had a strong reason to think so. The size and strength of this river is such that it becomes difficult to believe. The Amazon River leaves about 209,000 cubic meters of water in the sea in just 1 second. That is about 1.5 times more than the water consumption in the world in 1 second. This is so much fresh water that even the next 7 largest rivers after the Amazon do not leave so much water in the sea. In fact, all the fresh water that falls into the sea in every passing second in the world is 20% from Amazon River. The width of the Amazon River is up to 10 kilometers in dry weather. And if we talk about rainy weather, it spreads up to 48 kilometers in some places. In this season, if you stand on one side of it and try to look for the other side, you can see the horizon like the sea, but you cannot see the other side. This is why the locals call it the River Sea. And when the early explorers came here, they thought that maybe this is not a river but an ocean. Surprisingly, despite being so big, experts have not yet been able to come to one page on the world's longest river. In school textbooks, the length of the Nile River is also called longer than the Amazon River. But Amazon is considerably larger than the Nile River in terms of volume. According to measurements, the length of the Nile River is about 6,650 kilometers, while the Amazon is said to be 6,400 kilometers long. According to this, the Nile River is more than 250 kilometers long. But the story does not end here. South American scientists have mapped the Amazon source again through satellites. They believe that if you count the real source of the Amazon, where water originates from in the Andes Mountains, according to that, the Amazon is much longer than the Nile. According to some studies, the Amazon is said to be 6,800 to 7,000 kilometers long. But some researchers still say that the Nile is long, while some call the Amazon the world's longest river. This war is still going on. 100% has not yet been decided. But according to area, volume, and climate effect, there is no doubt that the Amazon is the world's largest river. As the Amazon River travels through dense forests, it also changes its name and color. In the Andes Mountains, where it is born, it is called a Puramac. In Ucayali, people call it Amazon. But in the meantime, this river changes its name 4 times. But the story is a little different in Brazil. They do not call it Amazon until it changes its color. In this satellite image, you can see that in Manaus, there is muddy water on one side and black water on the other. When these two waters meet, Brazilians call it the Amazon River. Even here, the river adds a strange color. Like mud, brown water does not mix with this black water for the next several hundred kilometers. Like oil and water do not mix with each other. And this happens because this black water is from Rio Negro, which is coming from the other direction. Its temperature, speed, and the density of the minerals in it are quite different from the Amazon River. That is why they cannot mix with each other right away. In the future, this water mixes with each other, and then only one name remains: Amazonas, Amazon River. If the area of the Amazon River basin is calculated, it becomes 700,000 square kilometers. In this area, 8 countries like Pakistan or 2 countries like India can fit. Yes, including their own rivers. Or in the Amazon River basin, Russia can also fit the whole of Europe. And even after that, so much space will be left for a country like Pakistan to fit. And during the rains, its width becomes so wide that it seems useless to compare it with any normal river. Perhaps this is the reason that the Amazon River is the only river in the world on which no bridge has ever been built. The strangest thing is that when water falls from the Amazon River into the Atlantic Ocean, the salt in the sea decreases far and wide. There was a time when sailors passing through the Atlantic Ocean used to extract water from very far off the coast, because there was very little salinity in it. So if it is said that the Amazon River not only affects the land, but also affects the sea, then it will not be wrong. Some researchers also say that the origin of the Amazon River is found in Africa. Millions of years ago, there was a time when there was a supercontinent, Gondwana. In this continent, Africa, South America, India, and Australia were all connected. Then slowly the continents were formed and the sea also split. Even today, if you look at the map, South America fits with Africa like a puzzle. And when this used to happen, the Amazon River, which flows from west to east today, used to flow from Africa to the west first. Later, when the continents split and the Andes mountain range began to form in South America, the flow of the Amazon River was blocked and it began to fall in the Atlantic Ocean. But did you know that a small version of the reverse flow of the Amazon River can still be seen today, which is called Pororoca? What is Pororoca? When high tide comes in the Atlantic Ocean, a 4 meters high wave hits the delta of the Amazon, and the water of the river becomes helpless in front of those sea waves and begins to flow in the opposite direction. During this time, the water of the Amazon River continues to flow in the opposite direction for many kilometers. Pororoca often happens in the months of September and March, which is why surfers from all over the world come here to see it. Surfers ride this tide and swim for many kilometers inside the Amazon River. When the world understood that we have learned all the secrets of the Amazon River, scientists made a surprising discovery. There was another river below the Amazon River. Yes, there is also a slowly flowing river of the groundwater 4 kilometers below the Amazon River basin, which is named Hamza. In 2011, a team of Brazilian geophysicists announced this hidden river and named it Rio Hamza in the name of their lead researcher, Dr. Rio Hamza. The Hamza River is not a regular river of water. It is actually a very large underground water seepage stream, but it flows right below the Amazon River and moves forward with it. Both streams are in one direction, like from west to east. Scientists believe that Hamza originates from the Andes Mountains, and it also falls in the Atlantic Ocean, but not like the Amazon River, but in the depth of the sea. If you look at the difference between the two rivers, Hamza is much wider than the Amazon River. Where the width of the Amazon has been recorded as much as 50 kilometers, the width of Hamza has been recorded as much as 200 to 400 kilometers. But the flowing water in it is very slow, only a few millimeters per second, and the volume is estimated at 3,900 cubic meters per second. But how did they find out about this hidden river 4 kilometers below the ground? Researchers drilled more than 241 boreholes in the Amazon River, and various sensors were inserted in it. Through detailed observations, they found that the water was flowing below the ground in the form of seepage. It follows the Amazon River like its shadow. Now let's talk about the things that live in this river and jungle. The Amazon jungle is the world's largest biodiversity hotspot. That is, more than any other area of the world, animals and plants are found here. But in the past, there were such animals here that today's humans die of terror. Today we consider anaconda to be the world's largest snake. But millions of years ago, a snake called Titanoboa lived here. It was 15 meters long and weighed more than a ton. Now you must be wondering, how did we find out about this snake? Scientists found out about this snake when fossils began to emerge in a coal mine in Colombia. Fossils contained a backbone that was 15 meters long. Further investigation revealed that it was a snake bone. Radiocarbon dating revealed that this snake used to live here during the time of dinosaurs. Today's longest python also looks like an insect in front of it. Titanoboa was so big that it used to eat crocodiles and big turtles. Fortunately, these animals are now extinct. But that does not mean that today's Amazon is safe. Even today, poisonous frogs are found here that can kill a person just by touching them. There are electric eels here that give electric shocks. There are fish called piranhas, which are famous for their sharp teeth like a dagger. And there are spiders whose venom is extremely dangerous. There is also an ant called bullet ant in Amazon, whose bite is as painful as a bullet and it lives for a whole day. Even sharks come into the river from the sea. This jungle is so dense and old that there are still such tribes here that have no contact with the outside world. They are still living in thousands of years old ways. But there is another secret that is still open, and that is the lost civilization of Amazon. It has been believed for centuries that the environment of Amazon is so harsh that no big civilization or city can live here. But archaeologists have proved wrong here too. Scientists have found such things in the dense forests of Bolivia that have shaken history. Using LiDAR technology, which is a kind of laser scanner, scientists have mapped the land of the jungle. Surprisingly, they have found large pyramids and city landmarks there. These were the people of Kasarab culture who lived here about 600 to 1,000 years ago. These people were very progressive. They built 22 meters high soil pyramids in the middle of the jungle. They dug canals for water and built straight roads to connect one city to another. These roads were so straight that it looks like they were designed by an engineer. Research has shown that this city was almost deserted around 1400 AD. But why? No one knows. Maybe there was a disease, or the weather changed, or there was a war. This mystery is still a mystery. I hope you'll like and share this video. Thank you so much for your loving comments. See you in the next video.